Hi folks, welcome to another edition of PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Myer. I'm going to be your host today, and today on the show we have Shawn Barker. Now Shawn is with Legends in Concert, and he plays Johnny Cash and also Waylon Jennings at one of their other shows. And so we're going to talk to him, get to learn about his history and what he's done. And so we're really excited to hear him. This is the first time he has ever been on the show. Now, there's something I'm thinking about doing, and so just want to let you guys know, I'm thinking about opening the filming process to a few select individuals to come in and watch us film when we do these shows. If you're interested in sitting in a live studio audience for just a few people, go to our Facebook page and just shoot us your info. If we decide to do that, we will let you know. But go to facebook.com/PlayBranson. Now, here's the deal. Summer is right around the corner, and if you are trying to decide where you should go on vacation, there's no better place in the entire country to go than Branson, Missouri. And folks, there's so much here to do. You've got the lakes, we've got golfing, we've got theme parks. Of course, we've got shows. We've got tons of shows, more than anywhere else in the country. We've got amusement places and museums, and there's really something here for everyone. And maybe it's been a while since you've been here. We have a lot of new stuff this year. If you haven't been here in the summer and you were here like a couple summers ago, we have a new aquarium. We have, of course, new restaurants. And so Branson is open. Of course, people are following the proper protocols here, and of course things are getting better, and you've been cooped up in your house and you need to get out. So come on to Branson. We'd love to see you. Our entertainers would love to have you here, and we'll be back, folks, in just a second with Shawn Barker.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need ibranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at ibranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. ibranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today I am here with Shawn Barker, who is with Legends in Concert. And so it's good to have you on the show.
Thanks, appreciate it. It's good to be here.
So you play Johnny Cash on the show and Waylon Jennings, depending on the show. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But kind of take us way back and talk to us how you got into this business and kind of your entertainment career, and so we can understand that.
Sure, yeah. I got started in this business doing tributes actually as an Elvis when I was quite a bit younger. And actually the first time I auditioned for Legends was like, man, it must have been 20 years ago as an Elvis here.
Wow.
For Rob Horton. But the way I got into Johnny Cash was I got a call from an agent in Chicago that said they were putting together a new play that was going to be based on the Sun Records recording artists and stuff like that. So I was going to audition as Elvis, and sent my demo video and everything in, and got a call back from the director, but they didn't want me to do Elvis. He wanted me to go ahead and do a new audition tape and try out as Johnny Cash, which I'd never done before in my life.
Wow.
But so I recorded a couple songs doing Johnny Cash the best I could, and ended up getting cast for the part, and it was the $1 Million Quartet was the Broadway show.
Okay.
And I ended up being the very first person that they cast to play Johnny Cash in that.
So when you say the first person, were they just releasing the $1 Million Quartet?
They hadn't even gotten that far yet.
Wow.
Like me and the rest of the cast were going to Hollywood like once every couple months, and then we were doing like dry script readings and stuff. Like we were all part of the actual writing and making of the play. And yeah. I never actually got on stage with it because while I was out there doing that, I kind of started developing with my manager our own Johnny Cash show, and it took off like a rocket, and I had to drop out of the play. I never even went on stage with the $1 Million Quartet.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's an interesting story. let's do this. I want you to even go back further than that, because like when you were in school, like when you were growing up, were you like in band? Were you in choir? Were you like playing guitar? Like how did you even get into the whole music world?
Well, church would probably be where I first got started with any kind of music at all, like a lot of people. But my parents went to a Church of God, and the hymns and stuff was always like the big first part of the service that they would do. So that was probably my first introduction to music. But then in grade school and stuff, I did get into band. I was a chord drummer for a few years up until I think my last year of junior high, and then stopped when I was in high school. But then once I was in high school, I did sing for some like rock bands and stuff like that, you know, up until I left for the military.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had some music going on before all this happened, when I was in school and in high school.
So you went to the military.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got out at some point.
Yeah.
And did you decide, hey, I'm going to get into the music business, or what happened?
Well, I mean, I had a band that was playing in clubs and stuff like that I was singing for, that was a lot of fun. And I dressed like Elvis for a Halloween costume one time. And at this time I was selling cars, and like a year later, a radio station in like January or August, is either like Elvis's birthday celebration or like the passing celebration that they do. A local radio station was doing like a contest. So the guys at the car dealership were like, hey man, you remember the time you dressed like Elvis for Halloween? Let's go down to this contest, you know, and we'll get you in there, we'll all hang out, we'll have a good time. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fun, you know. So I went home, dyed my hair black and everything, and I won.
Wow. That's a great story.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I had no intention. You know, I was doing well selling cars. I was the top Corvette salesman in St. Louis. So
there we go.
But once I got, you know, doing the tribute stuff, you know, like there was so much more money to be made doing that than being a bar band and splitting $500 amongst 5 guys.
Okay.
That I just, you know, kind of started putting together my own Elvis show. And at that time, you know, I was doing like VFW halls and things like that. But things just kept progressing over time. And then I started getting into the national contests, and I won quite a few of those, and just kept getting bigger, got a band together, and eventually, you know, full-time work was...
Yeah. So I'm guessing that today there are probably more Elvis tribute artists than Johnny Cash, or am I wrong? Or
no, you're very much right.
Okay,
so... They're getting to be more on the Cash side, but it's nothing like the Elvis business. It's still crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So for those of you that have watched the show, you know, every once in a while when we're talking about Elvis, or I've had Dean Z or whatever on, I do actually have a picture where Elvis is getting in his car, and I'm in the background, and this was back in 1976, 77 in Harrison, Arkansas, where I grew up. He stayed down there for a night or two, and
really?
Anyway,
nice.
So
very cool.
So that's my minor connection to Elvis. But so years ago you auditioned for Legends in Concert, and so then did you get that gig when you?
I did not.
You did not
get that gig.
Okay.
But you know, I was still pretty green, and at that time, Rob, you know, he liked the act that I had together, but he just felt like I needed some more time, some more work. So I left and went home, got vocal lessons, and just kept working, and I was ended up being the first Johnny Cash that Legends ever had in their lineup ever.
Well, that's pretty darn impressive. Now, what year was that? You know?
2006, I believe, was the first time, that I got contracted, and I did Myrtle Beach and here in Branson. 2 or 3 runs I came in, because I was still touring and doing touring pretty extensive.
So as an entertainer, like because the Legends show lineup does change, and so when this airs, you're going to be out in the lineup for about 5 more days.
Yeah.
And then it'll switch over to their summer lineup. And we'll talk more about the show in a minute, but as an entertainer, you've kind of got to have different things going.
Yeah, especially now, because things for entertainers has changed so much over the last year. But luckily, I have a really good management team and agency and stuff, so now that things are starting to open back up, once I do leave here, I've got, I think, already like 10 touring shows booked this year throughout the country and stuff.
So that's going to be more than last year, right?
A lot more than last year.
Yeah, no one, and it's amazing when you look back a year ago where we are and then where we are today. It's, I'm excited about the future of Branson. I think a lot of people are going to want to come here. I think a lot of people are going to want to be entertained by folks like you. And that's what we're hoping, and so far it looks good that people are going to be coming back to Branson this year.
Yeah, I think we're already seeing it, Here this month, the crowds just seem to keep increasing, and we're pulling some pretty good crowds, and it's one of the only places in the country still that you can go and catch live entertainment, and it's centrally located and close for everybody. So
there you go, folks. We'll be back in just a second. We're going to talk more about the Legends in Concert show and some of his special shows coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a second.
The train a coming, it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging. Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tocqueville, Bear, Killer, Amadilla, I'm a killer, I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. And I heard myself today to see if I still feel. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 ring of fire, ring of fire. Saints, make some noise!
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're here with Shawn Barker, who is Johnny Cash over at Legends in Concert. And so, Shawn, tell people about the show, what can they expect? Because maybe someone's never seen it, they've never heard about it. So kind of tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never been to a Legends in Concert show, it's the top tribute performing show that they have in the country. It's been around for 37 years. And what they do is they take the best tribute acts from the nation, they put them all into one show, and you can see anybody that you can imagine. It rotates, every season. Right now we have myself doing Johnny Cash. We have Michael Knight, who does Michael Jackson and George Michael. Ryan Pelton is doing Elvis. Mm-hmm. And then you also have Justin and Clint, who perform as the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, and so the Blues Brothers and Elvis are kind of always there at the show in Branson. Yes. And then you have rotating entertainers then throughout the year.
Yeah, about every 3 months, like a spring, summer, fall, and then wintertime. Yeah.
So they can catch you playing Johnny Cash until May 25th.
Yes.
And then they can still catch you, which then you're doing a new role in a new show at the theater. So talk about that.
Yeah, this year we just started a new show. It's called Legends of Country, and it's going to be having all the best tributes from your favorite country artists in the show. And it's only on Sundays. It's a 3 p.m. afternoon show. And right now in the show I'm performing is Waylon Jennings, which is new for me. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, as an act, it's a lot of fun to take on a new character and something, this challenging. I've been doing Johnny Cash for almost 20 years, so this is a neat change. I've been having a good time. We have Patsy Cline, Kenny Rogers, Garth Brooks, and then the whole thing is being hosted by Kenny Chesney.
Right.
And that's what we got going on right now. And then that also will be changing the 27th. It'll start a new show. I think it's the 27th. Don't mark me.
Well, now, will you stay as Waylon or will you go to Johnny?
No, I'll be going and coming back as Johnny Cash and staying pretty much throughout the year because I'm going to be permanent here now and doing, Johnny or Waylon in the country show, whether I'm in the regular show or not. And then we also have Carrie Underwood that's going to be coming. Oh. So Kenny Rogers will be leaving, Waylon Jennings will be leaving, and we'll be bringing on Johnny Cash and Carrie Underwood.
Now, here's something else, and I just saw this, and I'm really excited about this. You are doing 3 limited engagement shows where it's basically you.
Yeah.
And maybe some of other people, but like tell us about these, the Man in Black. Talk to us about this show.
Yeah, the Man in Black is my show that I've had on the road touring for the past 20 years, and it's toured pretty much everywhere in this country. We've toured coast to coast in Canada. I've been in Australia, France, Belgium, Germany, and it's a full Johnny Cash tribute. It's all Johnny Cash. We do have a full live band, and then I have 3 female backup singers that come out and also do a tribute to the Carter sisters, because the Carter family was a huge part of Johnny Cash's road show. And then my fiance, who's one of the girls in that group, also comes out and does all the June Carter duets and stuff with us.
Yeah.
And we cover Johnny's career. We kind of start with the early stuff from Sun Records, and we go through his change into Columbia Records and his gospel, the stuff he did with the Carter family, and even on into what he did later on with Rick Rubin and the American Records.
Wow. And so, folks, this is going to be on 3 dates here. It's May 29th. It's a Saturday night. Now, here's the deal. It's at 10:30,
Yes.
which is not a normal showtime in Branson. And then we're Saturday, July 3rd, and then Friday, September 3rd. And so if I'm looking at all those dates, it looks like that's almost like Memorial Day weekend, July 4th weekend, and Labor Day weekend. If I were just guessing it, that's what it looks like.
That's what it is, yeah.
And so you can stay up late on those nights, and then, because you're going to have an extra day somewhere in there probably to get back home or whatever. But even though they're all on, well, Saturday, and Friday. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be bringing the show here to Branson, be doing it with Legends. And I've been with Legends off and on for a very long time, so it's nice to be able to bring what I've gone off and done back here to Legends in Branson, because the last time I was here was over 12 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a long time.
So, folks, this is an opportunity for you also to see another show at the theater, the Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. Really a show that's toured all over the world.
It's been all over the world, yes.
And this is, so you can go to Legends in Concert, you can go to Legends in Country, and then you can go to the Man in Black. So they could actually, and they have other shows at the theater as well. So you've got Six, and Buckets and Boards is there, and then I think the Brett family is there at Christmas time. So there's a lot going on at that theater.
There is.
And so, folks, you could go see, potentially 2 or 3 shows in a day if you timed it right at the same theater, really. And
actually you could.
Yeah, and it's a great venue. I've seen several of the shows over time there, and I just love the venue. It's great lighting. Of course, Legends in Concert has great dancers too.
Yep.
We got to talk
great
about the dancers
and backup singers, and it's a great show. I mean, and you're right. Like the theater there is, I love it. Like from the where they moved to the Dick Clark Theater, it's beautiful stage, and the lighting and everything is top notch there. It's pretty nice.
Now, something else about the theater that is a little unique is in the, so to say, the basement of the theater, there is a celebrity car museum theater, and then kind of on the other side, there's Hertz Donuts. So you really can have a little mini vacation at that one spot. Go to the museum, see some shows, and get a donut. There. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one more time. The Man in Black Limited 2021 engagement, May 29th, July 3rd, and September 3rd, all at 10:30. Now, is it going to be a 90-minute show?
Yeah, because it is later, and I didn't want to keep people, because I do have a full 2-hour show, but I didn't want to keep people, past 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're doing a straight 90, no intermission.
Yep.
So
they'll be done at midnight.
Yeah.
Be done at midnight, and that's still okay, And then we've got the lineup here for a few more days, folks. Johnny Cash, George Michael, the Blues Brothers, Michael Jackson, and Elvis. And then that will change on May 27th, and then we'll go to Freddie Mercury, Lady Gaga, Pat Benatar, the Blues Brothers, and Elvis GI Blues. So those will go through September 8th, and then it'll change after that as well. So, folks, go check out the folks over at Legends in Concert. You're going to have a great time, I guarantee it. So we'll be back in just a minute with more. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Here's the deal. You need to go check out Legends in Concert. You need to check out Legends in Country. And then I'm really pumped about these 3 limited engagement shows, The Man in Black, and that'll be a late night, 10:30 on those select dates. There's 3 dates this year, so check those out also. Here's the deal. Next week's show is Tara Scott Young Lewis with Smoke on the Mountain. First time she's ever been on the show, and great theater background. You're going to want to watch that show and get to know her better. Here's the other thing that's going on right now. There's still time to catch a ton of bluegrass out at Silver Dollar City's Bluegrass and Barbecue Festival. And that's going through May 31st. So the Grascals are out there. The Cleverleys on May 27th. Some of you might remember Paul Harris. Paul Harris is a great entertainer. He's going to be out there on May 27th. We've got the Petersons, Branson's very own Petersons, May 29th and 30th out there. We've got the Gibson Brothers, Route 3, High Fidelity, Old Salt Union. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of bluegrass bands out there at Silver Dollar City in their festival. There's some upcoming other special engagements happening over at the Branson Star Theater. They've got T. Graham Brown coming on May 28th and 29th, and then Aaron Tippin coming up June 18th and 19th. Now, I was at a show there the other day when they announced that ZZ Top was coming and Ted Nugent. Now, I went to the website, it wasn't there today, but I'm going to be watching for that because I don't know that Ted Nugent has ever played Branson, or ZZ Top for that matter, maybe ZZ Top, but those could be some really fun concerts, limited engagements coming up to Branson, so be sure to be watching out for that. They just had Colin Ray over there. Russ Taff is going to be there, I know, on some select dates as well. And so there's another guy that's coming that's a blues, like #1 blues guitar player, had just an album that came out. So some cool things happening in Branson with limited engagements. Always have our normal shows. There's always tons of shows going on here in Branson. This is a fun place to be entertained. And folks, you've been cooped up forever. Come to Branson, be entertained. And if you need help planning your Branson vacation, you can go to the folks at ibranson.com. They can help plan your entire vacation. You can do it all online. Like, you don't need anybody to help you. You can just go pick and choose what you want and buy it all there and come to town. Or you can call them at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and you can talk to a real person that lives here in Branson, and they can help plan your entire Branson vacation. And here's the deal. They don't make you stop at their office to pick everything up. Now, there's other people in town that are doing that. They don't make that, so if you don't want to stop and talk to somebody, you don't have to do that. It can be contactless, so to say. Here's the deal. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or we also have our own website at PlayBranson.com. So follow us and you can keep up to date. Every week we're launching a new episode, and if you have someone you'd like to see on the show, let us know and we'll do our best to get them on in a future episode. And sometimes it takes a while because some of these entertainers are hard to get a hold of, and we got to match our schedule to their schedule. So please give us your feedback. We love it. And if you don't like something, tell us that too, because we're always working to improve the show. So we'll see you next week here on Play Branson.